Coach, I heard Tyson say yesterday that he was talking to you at one point about Saturday and said it felt like old times. Sort of used that phrase, and just knowing the history that you guys have here, how much did that Saturday feel like old times?
Yeah, it was one of the days that everything seemed to work. We were really clicking. We kind of looked at me on the bus ride home in between the stadium and getting to the airport. And, we sit right beside each other, and he was kind of like, man, that one really felt like old times around here. And, it was a good day for us, obviously executing and hitting some of the big plays, and being able to go sustain some drives too. It was a good day for us.
Just what it really allowed that. I know that Arkansas is struggling in a lot of ways, but even the plays whenever you guys wanted to take a shot, felt like whenever you wanted it, you got it.
Well, I think we called the right ones at the right time, and then I think our players did a really good job of executing and getting the job done. You come out of a game running the ball for over 250 yards and not allowing any sacks and however many throws we have. That shows you that we kind of handled things pretty well up front. And then, we, especially in the first half, we made some plays down the field in the passing game that allowed us to get a big enough lead where we really didn't need to throw the ball in the second half. But, it comes down to your players making plays, your players, doing a nice job, and then calling it and doing the right things as coaches all at the right time. That's what it looks like when it all comes together.
I know you guys always want to be aggressive, but going 5 for 5 on fourth down and just the confidence that part alone builds, how do you use that going forward and just playing off of that aggressive mentality, I guess?
Well, I think we've been pretty aggressive all year. I don't think it was that particular game. I just think we were pretty successful in that game. One thing about Coach Helton is he's not scared, and we say it every week. We're not going to play scared. We're going to be aggressive. We're going to attack. We're going to go after them. And, I think we had a really good plan. I think we knew what they were going to do in some certain situations. And, I think we got caught in kind of the perfect fourth down scenarios. You're in that mindset. You're over the 50-yard line. It's those 4th and 2 and 3, 4 range where – we just kind of had a beat on what they wanted to do in that one setting. And, I think we got caught in 2 or 3 of those, and we were able to go execute and make some plays, and which allowed us to end up scoring touchdowns.
What got the run game going? Because I know against FAU is a bit of a struggle to get it going on the ground, but this game, I think it was the most yards on the ground all season.
Yeah, well, the O-line. I think we, again, the thing about going to play SEC teams versus teams in our league is, those guys in the SEC, they got really good talent. They got big kids and they really want to get off the ball and play hard, but they don't do near as much schematically. And that's not just Arkansas. That's most of those teams. Those D linemen, they go to schools like that to go play in the NFL. And to get to go play in the NFL, you're not running twists and stunts. You're getting to show who you are. So when you go play those type of teams, schematically they normally do a little less, but you just got to get over the hump of their talent. And so we were able to scheme up a little bit of where we wanted to go. And then at the end of the day, the players executed. Our O-line really played hard. I think we were very, very motivated. And then a couple of the backs ran hard and made a couple guys miss, which allowed big, long runs.
How happy were you for Lucky Jackson to get added to the Blitnikoff Award?
Man, being with him from day one, when he got here to seeing what he is now, obviously there were some struggles early on in his career here. I tell you, it's really cool to see a kid come in, a kid like he has, and become a grown man. There's nobody on this team that works harder than that kid does. There's nobody. I was actually talking to one of our assistant DFOs, Travis Taylor, about it, and I was like, man, you just look back and remember how hard Lucky worked this summer. He probably was the first guy that called me when he found out we were coming back, being very excited. And he's put in so much work to get to this point for his time to come to get to be the guy. And, it's pretty cool as a coach to get to see that who he is now, how hard he works at it, how good of a human being he is first. I'm a big believer in karma, and good things happen to good people, and there's not a better kid on this football team.
How impressed were you with the poise of tie? That was kind of an emotional game for him going back to Arkansas. How impressed were you with his performance?
Extremely impressed. I always tell our tight ends coach, Coach Langford, right before we go out, first drive of the offense, I always tell him, remind the quarterback one more time where the play clocks are. Whether we play at home, whether we're playing away, it's just kind of that last thing as you go out, hey man, here are the play clocks. And, you know, I knew he wouldn't have a hard time remembering where those play clocks were in that stadium, but it's just kind of a habit. And so he goes over and tells him, and he clicks back over on the headset and he goes, Coach, we're going to have a good day today. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, he's not had this look in his eye yet, all year. He just had a look, man, like, I'm here to get a job done. You could tell it was personal. You could tell it was, he wanted to play well. We had to calm him down a little bit in pregame warm-ups and let him know, you're not going to win the game in the first quarter, which I guess he kind of did. But, it's kind of wanted him to understand, hey, man, this is probably going to be a 4-quarter game. You're going to have to, just stay poised, stay humble, keep doing what you do. And, getting to watch him go out there and do what he did and play well, and obviously in front of his family, in front of his hometown team, and in front of his teammates, I felt really good for the kid. I felt like, probably one of the reasons we got him in recruiting was because we were going to play Arkansas, and he saw that at the back end of the schedule and knew I'm going to get to go, play those guys and show that maybe I was, a little less thought of than I should have been, and so it was cool to get to see that.
How will this offense specifically benefit from a bye week?
Well, continuing to get reps. We that's kind of the first game we've had to where we put it all together like that. And I wish we played a little better at times, but to see that, I think it's going to give us some momentum. It's always good towards the back end of the season to give your guys a little bit of a break. Playing 12 football games at Division I level, it's a long season. It's a long season for those kids, and give them a little break, get their fresh legs going. And we got 2 really, really big football games coming up that are against really good football teams that we're gonna have to play again, just like we did against Arkansas, to give ourselves a chance to win. So, I think it'll be good to get them back fresh.
Good.
All right.
Good.